welcome back on this Thursday evening here. Episode 2 of Talking Ish with Dub, Chris, and Mizzle. I'm Dub, and that's Fear the Spear, and that's Mr. Hurricane on the background as we are ready for
not the football team.
Episode number
not the
2.
football team. Not the football team.
Yeah, don't get this twisted.
He's a real.
It just happened to be a team I played for.
He messes with the spear.
Exactly.
Got it.
Welcome.
But nonetheless, welcome to episode 2. A lot of things happening here in the NFL, and I mean, really, it's a lot of things going on. Certainly in the last 24 hours, the Atlanta Falcons were certainly busy as they had 2 upgrades to their defense. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, they traded for All-Pro defensive lineman Matthew Judon from the Patriots. All it cost them was a 2025 third-round draft pick, and then today, they added Justin Simmons to their defense. And hello, Mr. Bridges, and hello, Travis. Good evening. Thank you for chiming in and watching.
Man,
so the Falcons upgrading their
it's
defense.
always good to have Travis on the show, man. It's always a blessing.
How about them Bears? Well, yes, the Bears did put up 33 on the Orchard Park Bills.
In a preseason game. We're a preseason game. Do that in the regular season, and then maybe I can have a discussion.
Can I? I would like to just say something real quick on.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Because I'm flipping through here. I'm trying to find. I'm flipping through Facebook right now, just so you guys know, because there is a young man who Dub and I know very well, who came from the East Coast to play A7FL. Couldn't hang with any team and left. And he seemed to have had a brain lapse, is the best way for me to put it, because his Super Bowl pick today was the Atlanta Falcons versus the Baltimore Ravens. Now, see the look on Dub's face? That just kind of says it all.
Yeah.
But may I digress a little bit and say
the Ravens I can understand. The Ravens I can understand.
Look,
but Mizzle and I's alma mater mascot, I'm not buying that Kool-Aid.
The Falcons. They got the Falcons winning 11 and 12 games right now.
The same team that has the defense that was basically like a sieve last year, and there's a reason. There's a reason we called him. He called himself Vanilla Vic, as in. Well, I'm not even going to go there, and we changed that to Vanilla Wafer, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep it like that.
I have a question. Okay. Well, Mizzle, you just said some are picking the Falcons to win 11 and 12 games. Did I hear that correctly?
I was listening to Shine on Sports today, and Adam Shine has him at least winning 10 to 11 games, and then somebody else came on the radio and said 12 games. I was like, okay. Holy fuck. What are we doing right now? What are we thinking? If Kirk Cousins can make a full year, I don't even know if it's 9 because it took 9 wins for that division to get in the playoffs, right? 9.
Correct. Yes.
So what makes you think what they did makes them get 3 more wins? I don't see where the defense maybe, but picking up Kirk Cousins.
Look, I'm going to say it this way. Don't give a shit who I piss off.
Okay.
Well, this is our show.
Not that you ever did. Go ahead.
We can piss off whoever the hell we want to. This is our show.
Yeah. And I mean, we'll get to the Bears in a minute. And I know Kettle 9 is not going to be happy with me, but we'll get to the Bears in a minute. If Atlanta, and this is just my feelings, things because I watched them in preseason. Now, granted, it's preseason. I agree with all that. What you show in preseason will not be anything close to what you are showing and playing and how you're playing in the regular season.
Thank you.
So this
Vanilla.
BS I'm watching right now with Philadelphia beating New England and New England 14-13, does that mean a damn thing? No.
No.
I can guarantee you half those players that are playing right now will not even be on the squad come the end of preseason. So that being said, I got a couple questions for you guys. And if we're going to talk about Atlanta, please, by all means, jump in, answer the questions because these are the questions that will make you open your eyes. When it comes to offense, besides Bijan and Kirk, who they got?
Well, if they can never get that tight end going, Kyle Pitts if they can utilize his talent.
And Drake London.
There's a reason Kyle Pitts is always hurt, and there's a reason why he is. Hold on. There's a reason why he even though they call him a tight end, the boy can't block. I don't know if anybody been paying attention. The boy can't block.
Well, I watch.
They don't play him necessarily on the line of scrimmage to block. It's usually lined up to have him line up against a weaker opponent so he could win, which is a smart play. Don't get me wrong. It's a smart ass play. And I think it is a friggin' way to play. Wide receiver core is crazy for who? If you're going to tell me it's crazy for Atlanta, man, don't make me pull it up and I'll start going through them name by name and you can tell me how crazy they really are.
I think he's speaking on Atlanta.
You think he's talking about?
I think he's speaking on Atlanta because just by the or know what? No. Yeah, I think he's speaking on Atlanta.
Well,
please chime in on that one, Kendall.
Well, unfortunately, one of them's out for the season, which is Rondell Moore, who is a kid I do like, but he's out for the season. But
hold on,
we're looking at.
Let me look at this.
He was talking about Atlanta.
Hold on, let me tell you. Let me read these names to you guys. I know my college players. I've seen college players. I've seen quite a few of them. Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod,
former Niner.
Seen all of them play.
Please, anybody, please tell me where do those names really strike fear in the hearts of a defense?
That is
London has the talent if a quarterback can get him the football, but that's been the issue.
Who's this?
For the last couple of seasons with the Atlanta Falcons. Drake London. The kid does have potential, but again,
he does have potential.
Got to get him the football. That's been the problem with the Falcons.
I don't disagree with that, brother.
That's been the problem with the Falcons the last couple of seasons is
nobody throwing the ball, and I agree. But you can say the same about Kyle Pitts.
Ooh.
Darnell Mooney was a top receiver with the Bears. If he was a top receiver with the Bears, they wouldn't have let him go.
Ooh.
Period. The fact of the matter is, good players or good to great players or players that are borderline elite usually don't move unless it comes to age or something like that within the NFL. Good players do not get released. Good players do not get their money. Period. So to sit there and say, "Oh, he was a great player for the Bears," then why'd the Bears let him go? Why'd the Bears decide that it was necessary for them to go out and draft and trade for other wide receivers?
Because DJ Moore is a lot better, and Keenan Allen is a lot better, and Komet's a very good tight end.
And that's exactly what I'm getting at, is the fact that he wasn't going to be a top player on his own squad. Period. And yes, I'm serious.
Channel 9 is saying, are you serious? Top players get released every year. That's more for the money perspective, I believe.
No, and that's because of age. These guys get released because they're no longer being productive according to their salary. Period. It's all a salary cap game. And if you're 100% right, good players do get released. The only thing is they're either over the hill or they are not living up to their contracts anymore, and that's why they get released, because the NFL team no longer wants to carry that salary cap for the player that they have, and they're looking to go in a different direction. So yeah, I'm damn serious.
I like that. I like that, brother. That's true.
When was and I'll put it to you like this. Dub will know this. Why was Jerry Rice released?
Terrell Owens.
Exactly, because they had a younger player that they felt could carry the team, and they no longer wanted to carry his salary, and yet he still played another 5 years.
And when he came to the Raiders after that, he put 2-3 good years with us. Damn, helped us get to the Super Bowl.
Exactly, because they look at players, and it's just like, and Terrell Owens said it the other day, he was on the field, catching passes, running routes at 50 years old. The man's 50 friggin' years old and ran a 4.40. And he said, I'd still be playing in the NFL, but the NFL looks at age as a very bad thing. And if you're over the age of 35 for a receiver, forget it.
Or running back. Don't forget running backs, brother. Because the moment you become 30 as a running back, you're done.
You have years as I have, and the thing about it, I'll tell it to you like this: if you get to my age at 53 years old, this is all you have for gray hair. Good luck.
Well, just to recap, the Falcons added Matthew Judon to their defense, and they also signed former Denver Bronco Justin Simmons to a 1-year, $8 million deal to help shore up the defense for Atlanta as they try to take away the 4-year reign of the Buccaneers in the NFC South Division. Certainly the Saints, Falcons, and Buccaneers, certainly all three of those teams are certainly in play for that division title. But the Buccaneers have had their weight on that division the last 4 years. But also, it has not been a good week for the Minnesota Vikings as they just lost J.J. McCarthy, the rookie from Michigan, to a torn meniscus. He's out for the season. And then Addison, the wide receiver from USC that got him injured, but unless they said it's not as serious as the torn meniscus on J.J. McCarthy. But then also today, Bills linebacker Milano, he tore his biceps, and now he's going to be out for most of the year. He's going to try to come back in December.
And he's the same kid that broke his leg in week 5 last year.
So Chris, I will ask you this.
Listen, hold on. Before you ask me anything, look at this. Christian McCaffrey, he was traded. Anyway.
Yes, he was. And I'll be the first to admit, when the Niners did trade for him, I was kind of skeptical, not because of his talent, because when he's healthy, you know what he brings. But I was skeptical. I was skeptical when the Niners drafted Jonathan Bosa, not because of his talent, but because of his injury history that he had at Ohio State. Now, so far,
Can I just say one thing? Go ahead, and I'll say I want to, because he says top player though, right? That's not what I said, but go ahead. I love getting into arguments with people that don't listen.
I know you do. My point is, with the exception of one season, Bosa has panned out, but I still have that in the back of my head because of his injury history. Same thing with Christian McCaffrey. Again, when he's healthy, you know what he can do. You know the dynamic that he brings. But however, because I know he has an injury history, that still sticks in the back of your mind. As it is with any player, it doesn't matter what position that you play. I mean, and that's just, the way it is. I mean, I'm pretty sure in the last few years, switching sports, I'm pretty sure in the last few years of Kobe's career, he still has that torn Achilles in the back of his head while he's playing because it's happened. I mean, I don't know, you can call it a mental thing, a psychological thing, but I mean,
I'll give you a good example of where you're trying to go. Carson Palmer, the year he came off his injury,
Mm-hmm.
You clearly saw that he was real concerned about that Achilles coming off that injury the year that he started to play. He
Mm-hmm.
was real timid. So I know where you're going with that. And he's a prime example of what the way you're going. So I will use Carson Palmer. Look at his year after his injury.
Oh yeah,
He was not the same.
after
was not the same.
Olhoffen basically shattered his knee the season after that, he was as antsy as a newborn. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I mean
you are cold for that one.
Okay, Adrian Peterson is a different story, Mr. Corey. Adrian Peterson
that man is a freak of nature.
That man's an
That man is a freak of nature.
From this
he should be getting tested.
But
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson is a different human being.
Look,
we're not going to bring him into conversation.
I just want to say
beast.
I just want to say this. So when I talked about good players being released, not traded, released.
Yes.
The biggest thing that I said, and that's why I said I like getting in arguments with people that don't listen. I talked about guys being released, not traded. Good players are traded all the time because
100%.
they know that the team that they're on ain't going to do shit. So it is what it is. The fact of the matter is you have good players get traded because other teams want them, and then the team that's trading them wants those first-round picks. We have seen teams give up 2 first-rounders for players that they felt were going to be good. Do they always work out? No. But I never said traded. I said released. So, Kendall, pay attention, bro.
Well, on that note, so here's some interesting news that came across. So, of course, as we know, Jim Harbaugh's back in the NFL coaching the Chargers of Inglewood, and the reports are that he has offered Colin Kaepernick a spot on his coaching staff to come coach on the Inglewood Chargers. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's a
coaching what I would like to ask.
I don't know, but apparently it just goes to show you that yes, Mr. Corey, I remember it well. Opening day against the Bucks, he got his knee torn, and then the night that they retired Montana's jersey, he scored a touchdown, then injured his knee, and he missed the rest of the season. I remember it well. Jerry Rice did everything he could to get back on the field because he wanted to be on the field for Montana's retirement of the jersey, and did that, scored a touchdown, and the rest, as they say, is history. So, yes, I remember that very well. But I don't know what position he would be coaching on the team, but it just goes to show you that Jim Harbaugh still has his back. Mr. Corey says Kaepernick will be public relations coach. I don't know if they want to have him in the PR department.
Actually, did you see this one? And I'll put this one up. I understand this. He did come back. The only thing is he did come back and then wind up breaking his kneecap.
Ooh.
Because on that situation, what they were doing, I don't know if they still do this for the situation. I don't think they drill into the kneecap anymore. They used to for the ACLs. And the reason why they let them heal longer is because they used to make sure that kneecap was okay. But if you remember when he was playing against the Bucks, yes, he had that. Or excuse me, he was playing against the Broncos. He did score the touchdown, and then I want to say it was an end around. He got taken down and was carted off the field because he broke his kneecap.
No, it was a pass, but it was a pass. But his knee that he hurt planted in the turf kind of hard, and that's where the kneecap got broken.
Yep.
But it was a touchdown catch. It was a touchdown catch, but the way he landed on his knee, that was the end of his 97 season. Now, supposedly, this report that between Harbaugh and Kaepernick, apparently this took place earlier in the year. And this is Harbaugh talking to USA Today Sports. He said, and I quote, "Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. He's considering it. He was out of the country. He said he was going to get back to me. We haven't reconnected since then. That was early in the year." So supposedly early in the year, Harbaugh offered Kaepernick a spot on his coaching staff in Inglewood with the Chargers. Now,
Wasn't
Kaepernick
Harbaugh
talking.
his coach when he was playing for Frisco?
Yes, he was.
Thought so.
Yep.
The 4 seasons that Harbaugh was in San Francisco / Santa Clara, Harbaugh drafted him from Reno. Became the starter after Alex Smith got concussed, and Alex Smith never got his job back, even though Alex Smith was playing the best ball of his life before the concussion against the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, there it is. So Kaepernick was talking to Sky Sports, and he says, "We're still training, we're still pushing, so hopefully we just got to get one of these teams' owners to open up." Kaepernick also told Sky Sports that he would love to represent the U.S. in flag football in 2028 in the L.A. Summer Games. Of course, as we know, Kaepernick reached an undisclosed settlement with the NFL in 2019. After innocence, yes, he got blackballed, E-I-E-I-O. Okay, now, with that said, if we're just talking football-wise, okay, his career record is 28-30. Now, yes, the last 3 seasons in Santa Clara were not the best because the 15 and 16 teams sucked tremendously. He has thrown for 12,271 yards, 72 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. However, as talented as he was, once film got put on him and teams adapted and adjusted, that's where he failed to get better and adapt and adjust. I mean, come on now. Blaine Gabbert should not be beating you in training camp. I don't care if you have an injury or not. Your talent is more God-given than Blaine Gabbert's. And yet you lost your starting job to Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah.
Blaine Gabbert, who has a Super Bowl ring being Tom Brady's backup. Hello, Mr. Gaethel. How are you?
Well, we got some people coming in, man. If you guys want to talk football, let us know. Get your questions up.
Yes.
Well, we'll be answering them, and it has nothing to do. I know we're on the other side of the ball network, but it has everything to do tonight about the NFL. So that's all we're talking about tonight. If you got questions about A7, save them next Wednesday for show 99.
Yes,
I'm on for that one. I'm off that day, so I'm on for that one.
And I'm gonna have to find some stuff on Get Smart. We're gonna have to play something on that.
That is a great.
What the hell's Get Smart?
That is a great movie / television series before it became a movie.
Well, the movie wasn't with the originals. That's the only.
Of course, that's what I said. The movie was good, but if you don't know about the TV series, then you won't know.
Let's just say, and I'm about to show my age here, but back in the days, folks, Nick at Night used to be a thing.
Yes.
Whenever Nick and Night would go off the air, Nick and Night would take over, and that's how we learned about the Donna Reed Show, Dick Van Dyke, I Love Lucy,
Mork and Mindy,
Mr. Ed.
Mindy. Yes. That's when the education started.
The funny thing is, you guys are talking about Nick at Night, and I used to watch all those shows that you're talking about on regular TV.
That's what I'm saying, regularly. Yeah. That's what. Yeah.
Watching all the reruns. I was watching the originals.
On the three channels that did work: the National Broadcasting Company, the American.
NBC was. You were going to get NBC.
I'm really going to say this. I'm really going to say this, but you guys are going to laugh at me. When we had ABC, NBC, and CBS, there was no Fox. Fox came in later. When I was growing up.
No, Chris. My very first education of traveling to Mississippi, when I was about, I say 8, there was only 3 stations that was on my auntie's TV, or the TV that was out there, and they had a rotary phone. And those 3 stations.
And did you just say
in the mornings? They had a rotary phone.
Well,
remember,
that's all I grew up with. We didn't have a push button phone until I was 12 or 13 is when we finally got a push button. Everything was rotary.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm that fucking old.
I had the Dow, California, with a rotary phone when I was in Mississippi.
Okay,
And I was
man.
like,
for
what is this?
For those who are confused, folks, that means you had to literally roll the numbers to make a phone call and dial. And yes,
And if
we
you
were
messed
in
up,
the yeah, you just hang up and start all over.
Start
again.
over again.
Exactly.
There was no back button.
Yeah, there was no. So, and yes, to quote Mr. Corey,
man,
yes,
Jonathan,
indeed, we were the
kids-
remote control. There was no remote controls.
man,
We were the
kids-
one that was like, get up and turn the channel. So, absolutely.
Man, look, I
So
got.
think
I'm
about
pretty
how
sure
old.
that I'm really not 52. I'm pretty sure that I'm like 48 or something. I got knocked backwards in years, getting my butt whipped so many times by my pops. I'm pretty sure that I'm actually younger than I say I am.
Hey. I know that I'm only, I'll say this, 41, but education has been brought upon. Like you said, the rotary phone, the channel changer. Hey, I didn't know what a dishwasher was until I'm damn near moved out on myself.
Man, what are you talking about? Dishwasher.
I was a dishwasher. Yes, to say I was a dishwasher.
Yeah. Dude, I was the dishwasher. I was the friggin'
Maid,
garbage man.
everything.
Maid.
Everything.
Man, I
well,
was.
Anyway, Chris, I guess so. I know you have parents like mine.
Well, fortunately,
you could not go outside or do anything physically fun for you until everything was done in your house.
Yes,
that was dishes, bathroom, your room.
My parents were the old school that we joke about now. You know, where you have the comedians talking about, look, man, you could go inside or outside, but this in and out shit, it's gonna stop. So you either stay your ass outside or you bring your ass inside. But we air conditioning.
What you gonna do?
So bring your ass in.
What you trying to do? Either you trying to be in here or you trying to be outside playing. Because I tell you what, you come through that door. You come through that door one more time, lock it, and go sit your ass
behind
down.
You. Exactly. Sit your ass on the couch. And it wasn't talking about watching TV neither. It was sit your ass on the couch.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was it. And you know, and I'll put it to you this way. This is to me, this is the epitome of letting people know how old somebody is. How much were candy bars when you guys were growing up?
Oh God!
Do you remember?
They were still under $1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
certain
what, 50 cents?
Yeah,
75?
we still have some. We still about 75.
Okay,
I think
the regular size were like 75 cents and under, and then the king size bar was at least $1.
Exactly. Yeah.
I used to buy my candy bars for 25 cents.
That's ridiculous.
And there was no king size.
That lets you know how spoiled my generation is.
There were 50 cents.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then somebody the other day, I was driving by, and it wasn't my daughter. I can't remember who it was. Where I was in the car and we saw a payphone, and I literally got out.
Oh, now we're talking. My kids don't know what a payphone is. I'll tell you that right now. My kids don't know what a payphone is.
Well, what about we never had call waiting when I was growing up. So my father, I was on the phone. They used to have to make the emergency break-in, the emergency breakthrough, so that way somebody's trying to reach you. It's an emergency. So that way you would hang up the phone and be able to take another call. There was no call waiting.
Yeah. Well, I know it's a difference for you, Chris, but the first any kind of communication wise I had was a pager. And so imagine that you're hanging out with your friends and your parents paid you. Now you got to find a payphone if you're not at somebody's house to where you can make the call back to your parents. So think about the change that was in my pocket.
Well, dude,
when my parents decide to text,
when you were a kid, you know what the pager was when I was a kid?
Street lights.
Get your ass home.
Yeah, that or street lights. Street lights.
Yep.
Mine was when you better get your ass home before that street light come on.
Dude, I'd push that.
And
the day my parents came out looking for me, I got my ass beat in the car from my mom as we were driving home, and my ass beat from my pops when we got home. I told you to get your ass in when the street lights were on. We ain't coming to look for you. What do you think this dude? We ain't playing, man. They didn't play.
Woo!
They did not play. And my mom still to this day will tell you, when I was 16 years old and I got my car and I used to think I was grown and I'd stay out past midnight, and she would say, look, I know you think you're grown. You're not. So if you are staying out past midnight, you pull over and call me. Yeah. Whatever, old lady. I'll do whatever the hell I want. So, the third time that I came home and I didn't call her, I turned to come around the corner to go into my bedroom. All I felt was a back of my head, went straight down to the ground, rolled over. There's my mom, all 5'2" of her, standing there with the cast iron skillet that she just hit me in the back of the head with. And I looked at her and said, Mom, it's me. I know, as she was getting ready to swing it again. And to this day, I tell that story, and my mom will sit there with a big ass smile on her face.
She got you right.
She's 82 years old, and she will laugh at that story because she remembers it like it was yesterday.
And you learned the lesson that day, didn't you?
Dude, I learned, man, look. What time is it? 11:59. Pull over to that payphone right there. I got to call my mom. Well, dude, we still go. I know. Just pull over right there real quick. Let me call my mom. I got to call my mom. Because I knew if I didn't, that skillet was going to hit me in the back of the head again. And I wasn't about to have that. My head flat enough as it is on the backside. I don't need no more flat parts of my head, all because of a skillet. Today, that's called murder. Dude, there's a lot of stuff that would be called attempted murder, the whole nine back when I was
about to say, we should be CPS babies.
Not just latchkey kids, man.
We all should be system babies right now.
Yes.
From the way I'm hearing, we grew up 100%.
I'll say like this:
call them.
I rarely
that was my parents. Call them.
Child.
Well,
me
too. Well, me too. But when I got it, it was well deserved. I was not a person that my parents never walked around the house whooping me.
Yeah, I found out.
I deserved it.
I got my butt whooped by my father with you remember the sliding glass doors used to have them thick ass sticks behind them.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He whooped my ass with one of those, and I said, "That's child abuse. I'm calling the cops." He said, "Go ahead. When they get here, I'm gonna beat their ass too."
What year was that? What year was that? I need the year.
That was
probably 80.
That was Super. That was
84.
No, that was Super Bowl 27. When Chris's Cowboys did their first back-to-back, which was the 92 season in January of 93. No, it was their first against the Bills.
The Bills. 93, I was still living in Richmond.
Oh, 93.
93, I was still in Richmond. I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old that year. So yeah, I was living. That's where I was at.
For that particular Super Bowl, I was at a 3 I was at a 3 o'clock church service because my hometown church was the emphasis of we have a 3 o'clock program at so and so church or at 3 p.m.
And we're going to stick to it.
We're going to have the guest here at 3 p.m. So, I didn't watch much of Super Bowl 27 live. I think the only thing I watched live about that game was the end of the third quarter touchdown pass from Frank Wright to Don Beebe. And, of course, Leon Lett not holding onto the ball as Don Beebe knocked the ball away, preventing him from a touchdown. But
Agreed. Michael Jackson halftime was one of the greatest. Him and Prince. Prince
show was the best.
Prince and Michael Jackson were the best halftime shows because guess what?
Show in the rain in Miami was
playing Purple Rain, 100%. But for Michael Jackson to get on that stage and just look at the crowd for a little bit, and they were going bananas.
Oh yeah.
And then he decided to perform after 5 minutes to stand at the crowd.
But the thing about that was, now the story has been told many times, but of course the producers of NBC was like, "Okay, Michael, the show's going to start when you take your glasses off." Okay.
Nope.
Now.
Nope.
Nobody is going to tell Michael Joseph Jackson how long to sit there and wait, because if he wants to stare, he wants to stare. Now, people that are fans of Michael Jackson know that Michael Jackson is a totally different person when he gets onto the stage.
100%.
All that shine reserve, all that shine reserve. Tito, give me some tissue. That is different when he steps on the stage.
For sure.
He's a performer. He's a performer.
When he steps onto the stage, it's like he just transforms into his version of Optimus Prime. And he will sit there and stare for 5 minutes. Then,
which you did.
He'll take off
what you did.
So I'm going to get my butt in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Real quick. And I want to address this.
So we're going, okay. About them Bears. All right.
Want to address this real quick. No, it's not because it's Kennel 9. I want to address it because I want to see more. But right now, they remind me of the old ball coach. And I can't think of his name right now. I know that when I say it enough, he used to coach the Hurricanes, coach the Washington Redskins. I can't think of his name right now for nothing.
Steve Spurrier never coached Miami. He coached
Steve Spurrier, yes.
Spurrier, yeah. Let's say that's what I was thinking too. Spurrier.
And do you remember in the preseason games, they were blowing teams out 56, 48, and all these crazy ass scores, and they were just racking up the numbers. And then they got into the regular season. I think they won 3 games.
Sucked. Yep. I know. Yeah. That's why he never came back.
My thing is, I see what Williams is doing right now, and everybody's high as hell on him. There's no defenses that have been scheming for him.
Vanilla.
Everybody's 100%. Been very vanilla.
Yep.
So, I mean, I understand he looks good right now.
Yeah.
But McCarthy looked good. I was watching
against a fifth string defense.
Yeah. Drake looked good tonight. Watching him play.
Yes.
In that first what he played, the first quarter. He looked really good against an Eagles defense, but that was a second string defense with nobody again scheming for them. So what I'm saying is, well, you don't win, and I hate to put it this way, but it's true. You don't win the Super Bowl in the preseason.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Well, he is doing his thing right now. I want to see what he does in that first game of the season. That first time that a defensive end hits his ass and might even sit on top of him for a second, whispering in his ear, "It's just me again, dickhead."
And welcome to the NFL.
It's one of those situations I want to see what he is able to do before I start praising the man. Because right 100%. Now, you can look great against these defensive players in the preseason. But that's why you heard me say what I said about Trey Lance last week, because I wanted to see something from him, and he showed me nothing. He showed me absolutely nothing. And he was going up against second and third string players, and he couldn't even find a receiver to throw the ball to. So these are the type of things that make me worry. And I think that you can get too high and too low during the preseason, because you start to see these players and you're like, oh, look at what my quarterback is doing. Look at what they're able to. Dude, calm down. Calm down. Wait until you start playing in the regular season. Wait until teams start game planning for you and start seeing what you're able to do, and then putting you in bad situations. And let's see what your quarterback does then. Because I guarantee what he's seeing now, it ain't going to be even near what he's seeing during the regular season.
Correct.
So that's all I'm saying. And it's not a knock, but I can't say for any team right now. I don't even give a shit if it's the Kansas City Chiefs and they're the defending champions. Nobody looks good right now in my eyes. You can't tell me that you look good when you got the whole number one defense sitting on the sidelines.
That's why I say preseason to me is
scouting.
Just, I'm watching like a scout and I'm watching like a coach.
Scouting.
And it's like, okay, who can Who can I put on my practice squad? Who can I, get filmed to other teams so they can get a job? That's
Well,
the emphasis of preseason.
You want to see flashes. You want to see
Exactly.
You don't necessarily have to see them do it all game, but show me a flash. Show me that you understand, and you can, as a quarterback, you can control your offense. As a defensive line, show me you could stop the run. Show me that you are getting to the quarterback, and you're making them more comfortable. These are the things that I want to see in preseason. As a cornerback, show me that you're sticky. You can cover the receivers. You can knock balls away. You can intercept passes. Show me that type of stuff, and that you're always around the ball. And that's all I want to see. Linebackers, show me in the run that you're able to, run through that gap, whether it's the A, B, C, or D gaps, and make a play in the backfield. Show me you understand what's going on, and that you're not getting, beat on any kind of misdirection play that usually they don't show in preseason. So that's all I'm saying. Show me some stuff first before I can say anything about you. And has Caleb Williams flashed? Oh hell yeah! But like I said, I want to see him do it against a number one defense, and not number one ranked. I'm just saying first string defense.
Starters. Just starters.
Exactly. Yeah. And show me that you're not getting confused on what they're showing you on the when they're mixing up their defense and when they're game planning and disguising. That's all.
Yep. When a real D coordinator is scheming up how to stop you from being good.
Yeah. Are they taking one of your big players away from you or stopping the run game?
Exactly.
And then pinning their ears back to come after you in the pass.
Yeah. Well, like me and my brother's dad will say, bullshit football. It doesn't count. You're sitting here just trying to figure out who's going to make your roster. For me personally, I love watching preseason because, number one, I get the scout, but it lets me know two things. College football is close, and we're just a near step closer to the NFL season. And we have this.
Well, for example, look at the background. Now, for those of us that grew up in this era, when you saw the football field with the infield there, that meant two things. Football season is coming.
Yep. And baseball season is coming to an end.
That, and it was time to go back to school because summer's about to end.
Yes. Because we went back to school in September. I don't know what these kids are going to do now. We went to school after Labor Day.
Yep.
We started school after Labor Day.
The Tuesday after Labor Day.
Exactly. We didn't start school earlier than the holiday. It was always Labor Day.
Yeah.
I always came back from Mississippi in the summer towards the end of August. I left when summer started, and I came back home maybe like a week before school started when summer when I was in Mississippi.
We do that every single year except we go down to Barbados and spend the summer with my grandparents.
Yep.
So my question to you guys, though, is you guys have been watching the games.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about these top quarterbacks that came out in the top 10. Well, let's go a little bit further. Let's look at just the top quarterbacks that are out there. We know McCarthy's out. That kind of hurt me because
that hurts. I would love to see what he was going to do.
I would have loved to see this kid, but originally I said, "Oh well, the meniscus isn't that bad. We're probably going to be able to trim it up, and he'll be okay." And then when I heard no, it was a pretty bad tear, and that he needed to have the surgery. It's like, damn.
I asked Dub last night. I said, "How bad was it? Was it a complete tear or a minor tear?" They didn't give. We couldn't get the full details of it, but it sounded like it was a good, clean tear.
They didn't release it, so
yeah.
Well, normally, if they don't release it, then that means it's really, really pretty bad. For those,
a good, clean tear.
Yeah.
That means he couldn't do nothing.
For those that care, the Eagles did beat the Patriots 14-13 for what it's worth in this preseason game.
We don't care, especially because it's the Patriots. I'm sorry, that's just my Raider fan. I know we're a sports show, and we talk sports, but
nonetheless, here are the full slate for Saturday's preseason games. So we got the Ravens and the Falcons in Baltimore. We got the Giants and Texans in Houston. Baltimore and Falcons starting at 9 a.m. That's pretty doggone early, but nonetheless.
9 a.m. on a Saturday? Let's
9
go.
a.m. on a Saturday, yes.
Get to watch that
Giants
before work.
at 10.
Dude, what game is that?
The Falcons and the Ravens at 9 a.m.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's. Are they playing in Baltimore?
As far as I know, yes.
That's
Wow.
a noon game on a Saturday. Crazy.
9 a.m. I'll take it though, because
I
I'll be up.
I like it.
Is right?
Like it.
Me too.
Now let me make sure that's 9 a.m. Pacific time and not, 9 Eastern, and it's meaning it's 6 a.m. out here in the West Coast.
I'll still be up at 6 a.m.
You're not wrong. You're definitely not
Still
wrong.
be foxing with it.
It won't be hard for me to be up watching that game if it's 6 a.m.
All right. Well,
6-9, I'm good to go.
Continuing on with the Saturday slate of games, Bears and Bengals in Chicago. That's at 10 on NFL Network. Lions and Chiefs rematch of Week 1 last year at Arrowhead. Browns and the Vikings at the Dog Pound at 125. Steelers at home. Russell Wilson will make his Steelers preseason debut against the Bills. That's at 4 p.m. They just got into a fight today, but the Jets and the Panthers in joint practices will get it on in Carolina at 4 p.m. Same time, it'll be the Dolphins at home against the Commanders. Titans again at home against the Seahawks. Cardinals traveling to Indianapolis at the Big Horseshoe to take on the Colts. The Battle of Inglewood between the Chargers and the Rams. For those that care, the Chargers will be the home
Sleeper.
Yep. I'll be sleeping for that game.
That's 405. Then the Battle of Florida between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then Mizzle's beloved Raiders will take on Chris's beloved Cowboys.
Raiders.
These two, I'm sure, will.
Three friends call me and my game because I've never been to a pro game.
No shit.
No shit. I've never been to a pro game.
Well, we got to change that, brother.
I've been to a shitload of college games, and when I say that, too many to mention. I've never ever been to a pro game, and I've never been to a Cowboys game.
We got to change that. Well, to let you know, if you ain't noticed, I'm married to a Cowboy fan.
Well, see, I knew that I liked you for a reason. I told you were a smart man. See, you're a smart man.
Well, as I told Chris last season, but I'm going to remind him. I'm going to remind him again.
It's my baby.
Chris's beloved Cowboys will be back out here in Vegas next season for a regular season game.
We'll be there.
I gotta go.
We'll be there.
So
we'll make that happen.
I looked this up, and I gotta ask you guys. I got mine, all right, and I'm gonna ask you guys. Out of the rookie quarterbacks that were drafted in the NFL draft in 2024, give me one quarterback that has impressed you guys so far.
Before he got hurt, I'm going to say J.J. McCarthy. Before he got hurt, I was really impressed with McCarthy.
I would say, even at the expense of my team, I would say McCarthy, but Jaden Daniels did have a good performance his first time out there. Jaden Daniels had a real good performance out there.
He was the most impressive rookie in week 1 of preseason.
Yes,
his opening drive with the bomb that was a tiny window that he was able to hit the bomb through, and then his run in for the end zone. It showed his arm strength and his arm talent, and also his athleticism.
100%.
Also, in addition, I was very impressed with the way Bo Nix ran the Broncos offense.
Yes.
In his time he played with the Broncos against the Colts. I was very impressed because I know one of his biggest issues was accuracy. And he looked real accurate and looked real efficient throwing the ball against Indy last week. So I was really impressed with Bo Nix. And, of course, Mizzle's going to shake his head because we're talking about the John Elways, or a.k.a. the Denver Walmarts.
Well, I will take my Raiderism out of it, and I will say Bo Nix did. He did look good. I like I said, I'll take the Raider out of me, but as an analyst and sitting here being as we talk about sports and we have to be, got to talk about it right. Bo Nix did look good, and
let me ask you guys this question.
Go ahead.
How did Michael Penix look to you guys for Atlanta against Miami?
Dude, just read my mind. So,
okay, yeah,
Michael looked to me kind of like he did in college in different games. You got the good and the bad.
Yes.
Michael Penix in this last preseason game. The bad, him overstriding, high passes, that whole nine. Then you got the good, where he was threading the needle and making plays where it was very impressive. So
he's very good at throwing a slant route.
Yes, and the thing
very good at throwing a slant route.
The thing that kills me with him is his consistent inconsistency.
Yes,
I like
that's
that.
the only thing.
I like that, Chris. I love it. That is very good, spot on. Yes, love it. That was there.
The kid
that
in college was one of the most what I would consider consistent passers, but when he was off, he looked horrible.
Bad.
And in this game last Sunday when they played, he was consistently inconsistent, and we got the good and the bad with him. But what I thought that gave his coaches, it gave them the blueprint to make him better. And I think that he's going to get better as he plays. And to me, the only thing that worries me about Michael is his age. And it's not too big of a knock because he is an older quarterback coming into the pros. But to study under Kirk Cousins isn't going to be a bad thing as long as Kirk wants to give him the time that he needs. And what I mean, I don't mean, hey, Kirk, play out your contract. We need 3 years out of you. No, I mean, help this young man come along. Help him understand the game. And the fact of the matter is, it all comes down to defensive reads, because the defense is going to take you to your open receiver. And what I saw out of him was a lot of reads where he was not sure. And that was his inconsistency.
I love it.
Just not being sure where he was going with the football.
I can't even back that up with that. That's a perfect analogy right there.
Well,
and the kid is good. The kid is good. But I agree with you. Hopefully, Kirk Cousins will teach him how to be a real professional quarterback and develop. Help him out with development.
When you get some of these older quarterbacks, and Kirk's not what I consider an older quarterback. What I would have considered an older quarterback was Brett Favre when he had a young Aaron Rodgers in his stable. Yes. I think that when you start looking at some of these guys and you start seeing where they're coming from, the only reason why they need the coaching at the next level is because in college, and we've all heard it, and it's very true, in college you didn't need to be quite the to throw with anticipation. Why? Because your receivers were running wide open. They were 2 and 3 yard separations. In the pros, you have to understand the nuances of throwing your wide receiver open. You have to understand the nuances of throwing with anticipation because you know where your guy is going. And that is what separates the good quarterbacks from the great quarterbacks. So
brother.
When you talk about guys that are inconsistent or inaccurate, I agree with the inaccuracies, but in reality, some of the inaccuracies you have to understand why they threw the ball behind the receiver, because there's a great video of Peyton Manning going back to Tennessee. I want to say it's about 4 years ago.
I know that video.
He said flat out to the quarterbacks, a quarterback made a throw and led his receiver, and he goes, "You don't ever want to do that." And the quarterback looked at him like, "What?" And he goes, "Let me put it to you this way." And he pointed behind the receiver. He goes, "Safe throw." Putting the ball on him, safe throw. Putting the ball in front of him, hospital. You're not going to have that wide receiver again for the next couple of games. And when he you'll be lucky if he doesn't whoop your ass for throwing the ball like that.
AKA the Jimmy Garoppolo no throw.
Hospital balls.
And the thing about it is you have to understand as a quarterback and as a receiver, and I understood it when I was playing, if a quarterback threw me the ball just slightly behind me, I knew it wasn't because he was trying or that he was inaccurate. I knew it was because there was a defender in front of me. I'm not looking at the defender. I'm paying attention to the football. He's saving my ass because he's making me slow down to make the catch. And therefore the hit isn't going to be as bad.
So to what I'm about to say right here is the perfect point to what your analogy. Why do you think quarterbacks and wide receivers practice the back shoulder throw so much?
Well, Miz, it's not just the back shoulder throw. It's also when we used to run quick slants, there's a couple of different ways to throw a quick slant. A lot of times the receiver doesn't see the middle linebacker, because a lot of times quick slants, you'll notice, will come off a play action. A lot of them will come off a play action because they're trying to
best time to run it.
Best time to run it, right? And basically what happens is you have these guys that'll put the ball on the receiver so he can make a catch and defend himself. You never lead a receiver in a quick slant if you see the safety dropping down or the linebacker not biting, because I can guarantee you are laying your wide receiver out
for death. Death.
So
straight death.
On another podcast, I heard a guy say for the Trey Lance he should have been playing last year for the Cowboys in some of those garbage time games where the Cowboys were blowing out other teams. I'm like, no, because they still had some of their starters in, and he would have gotten those starters killed.
How many games was that?
The nuances of the offense yet. And he's still feeding his receivers and still throwing high balls. That's going to get them hurt. So I get where some of these young guys are coming from. But when I heard, Peyton say that to the Tennessee quarterbacks, it made a shitload of sense, because when I was playing, if my quarterback threw it high and I went up to get it and you left me exposed and I got hit in the ribs, or somebody decided to take my legs out from underneath of me, we having words on the sidelines.
Pissed.
And the words are going to be, what the fuck were you thinking? You can see them. I can't. You better bring that ball down so I got some protection. So while we sit here and we talk about these young quarterbacks, like I said, the Jaden was the one that I really was impressed with. McCarthy was throwing passes into tight windows that I didn't think he would be, so young and a rookie doing so.
He didn't get comfortable until we brought in our third and fourth strings.
Yes.
Our first, as you saw Jack Jones pick them off.
Yeah. But as he started to get comfortable, you saw him starting to make those tight window throws, and almost to the point of eye openers where you're going, damn, did he just really make that throw?
But can he make that throw against, as you said earlier,
number one? Well, and the thing about it is you'll get, they'll get used to the speed of the game. And that's 100%. Why I said, one of the biggest things that I see young quarterbacks, the mistake I see a lot of young quarterbacks make coming in is that they were so used to playing against corners that were slower and weren't so quick to read. So they try to use their arm strength to get the ball in there on a late throw. Whereas quarterbacks that understand that and have been playing in the league for a while, they understand the fact of throwing the ball on time. And so that's the difference that I see right now. So that's why I said Jaden was, to me, the most impressive. Agreed. And as I look backwards through it, Drake wasn't so impressive because of some of his situations. Caleb Williams, to me, there are some things that he did that were impressive, but I couldn't give him everything because, again, I want to see him against the ones. I want to see him go against guys that are planning for him. Jaden, too. I want to see what he does.
Yes. Yeah. He was I just think he was more fluid, a little bit more than what Caleb was. That's just how I looked at it.
Now,
JD just looked pretty good.
Yeah. And when we talk about this, the other side of this is the one thing that I really wasn't able to pay when I wasn't able to pay attention to everything. The other side of it, I didn't get to see the wide receivers.
Yes.
Look at what he got here. And what,
As Will Franklin comes in and taps in.
Will's being Will.
Yeah.
Will's being Will. Let's face it.
Just a couple of guys sitting here talking shit about football, Will. That's what we got here.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason it's called talking ish, bruh.
Exactly.
But Will, do miss you, man. And by the way, a little rum, like 2023 when you spent the night and we stayed up until way too early in the morning drinking.
Oh man, I need a night with that. I need a night like that.
Well, he came in late, and he got here because I think he was I think Will was delayed. So he came in real late and he's like, man, look, I don't want to. I said, dude, I'm up. Just come to the house. So he came to the house and we're all sitting around, me and my wife and him. We're sitting around talking shit, just having some fun. And I said, you want something to drink? He's all, yeah, let me have. So I gave him some of the rum, and me and him sat there and pounded about half the bottle. So we only got about, dude, I think, and it will, if I'm lying, call me on it, but I think we only got about 3 hours of sleep before we all packed it up and headed down to Bullhead for the game. So, for that.
This was championship weekend last year. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I told Will, I said, man, come on in. Don't worry about it. You don't have to get a house that first night. Just come on in. We got the extra room downstairs. You could spend the night. I'm good with it. So he came in and he was, I could tell he was hurting a little bit because, there is a 3-hour time difference. But, I think we went to bed about 3 or 4 and was up at like 6 or 7 or 8. And then we all booked out of here and started to head down to for championship weekend, check into the hotels, that whole nine. So it was fun though, man. We probably drank a little bit too much for that late night that we were on.
Well, Chris, I'm coming out there in January for my birthday weekend.
During the winter
we definitely got my birthday is January 21st. But that's week 3. That's week 3 for the winter brawl.
The winter clash, yes.
The winter clash. But I think I'm trying to come out there at least for maybe a week or under a week. But we need a night like what you just explained. We just chill, drink, and just have a good night.
But yeah, hey, look, Dub already knows we could sit out back, turn on the fire, friggin' drink, talk shit, watch some football on the TV back. Turn on the lights on the pool and just hang out.
I'm with it. We gonna put that in the repertoire.
Dude, I'm done. Dude, you don't have to tell me twice. I'm good with that.
Well, I'll just say this: I'll have my wife and kids with me, and I'm hoping that's okay. Pretty sure it's okay. Yeah. But I have the fan band is coming out with us for sure. That's gonna be their first A7 experience. So they're coming out for that experience.
Bring them, man. My wife and my daughter love kids.
The kids will be fine because they have dogs, so I'm pretty sure River will be making new friends.
Oh yeah,
especially with my oldest boy.
Because
with DeAndre,
every time 16.
What was that?
He's 16.
Oh, my oldest boy is 16. Yeah.
Oh damn. Well, there you go. And how old's your youngest?
I think Will is 12.
He just turned 12.
Yeah, my youngest is 12. My oldest is going to be 24 in September.
Shit. September what?
But she's September 15th.
And mine's 24. My oldest is going to be 23 in November.
Well, my little big godbrother just turned 28 yesterday.
You shut your mouth.
Shut my mouth? You shut your mouth about my niece being 24.
Well, yeah, true that. Touche, light bright. Touche.
But yeah, man, we can also go out if you want to go to.
I have
go
still
get
not
really good food. I've got a great steakhouse we could go to for your birthday.
Oh, baby.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll call my boys at Primal, and we could head down there for your birthday.
Let's go. Zelly also wants to take me on to come out there too as well. So we'll all make that happen. But yeah, the goal is for the fan band to come out there for that January for that for the fall the classic.
Yeah, man. So it's funny because we got a lot of birthdays in January. My pops was, and I say was because we lost him in May, but my pop's birthday was May 10th. My mom's or not May 10th, January 10th. My mom's is the 28th.
Let's
My
go.
cousin's is the 29th. Um, we've got my daughter's boyfriend's is the 4th.
Let's
My wife's
go.
anniversary is the 15th. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in January.
Your Viking was slow dancing with the cake.
Yeah, and Scotty
the Viking was slow dancing
with the cake in my.
If somebody has that video, please send it to me. I would love to see
Steve Ashmore has a picture.
Who has it? Who has it?
Steve Ashmore has a picture of Scotty smiling at the cake, slow dancing.
I will definitely be sending Steve a message later on because
I hate to tell you this, but Steve ain't the only one with that picture.
Oh well, I need it.
He sent me all those pictures. But anyway, let's get back to football.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Let's get back to football.
Bring us back together, Dub.
Yeah, we got a little bit longer.
Now, since you guys are playing your guys' each other's teams respectively, now I know you guys will just be watching as scouts, not as fan, because, like I said, this is BS football. But I guess from your guys' perspective, what's the one thing you'll be looking at? Because apparently I know AP has said that the starters will play Saturday against the Cowboys. Chris, what's the one thing that you'll be scouting in watching the Cowboys be in close proximity to where you live, if you will? Or I guess give me a couple players that you're going to be paying attention to very carefully.
So the thing I'm going to be paying most attention to is none of the Cowboys starters are playing. They've already said that. They're not playing at all during the preseason, whether it's on offense or defense. So we're not going to see Micah. We're not going to see any of the guys from the starters that will be playing on the defensive line or in the secondary, and definitely not on the offense. So for me, what I'm going to be looking for is forget the offense. I already know what we got. CeeDee Lamb and Dak and that whole group, I already understand what we got. What I want to see from my Cowboys is I want to see how the offensive line does in the BB being at center. I want to see what he's able to do. I don't know who else is going to be playing along that offensive line that are possible starters or guys that are vying for a starting position. They said Guyton probably will play for a series, maybe two.
I like Guyton.
I do too. And the kid has shown why he was a number one pick first round pick when he went up against Micah. But what I'm saying is I want to see that offensive line because I want to see that offensive line starting to gel. I don't care if it's the 2s and 3s. I know it's not the 1s, but I want to see that offensive line. But more importantly, I want to see that defense continue to push through, and I want to see what they're able to do because what they showed last week against the Rams weren't able to run the ball on. But
true that.
With what they were able to say and what they were able to do, they also, without Micah, without Tank, without some of the other starters on defensive line, they didn't put a whole lot of pressure on the quarterback. But even with that, they had 4 friggin' picks and 5 if you count that one that was a defensive in the secondary. They called it pass interference. That when they showed the play again, I didn't even see where the damn pass interference came into play. But nonetheless, I want to see what they're able to do defensively. And it's going to be interesting because if what Mizzle, if what you're saying is true, and you're going to have your starters playing, starters are going to be playing against second and third string players, and I want to see how Dallas is able to hold up against that.
I like that. And just to to piggyback on that, just to be on your side before I talk about my team, your team is going to get a good dose of Max Crosby for how long he's going to be on the field. Regardless, I know it's not your first, but you want to measure up what your second string or whatever can measure up to a number one. So it's more of a test.
On the left side of the defense or the right side?
They're going to put him all over the field for how long he's going to play. Mainly he plays, if I'm looking at it, I think he's on the right side majority of the time. He's on the right side.
So he comes out the quarterback's left.
No, he's on the left side then. Excuse me. Yeah, he's on the left side because he comes off the quarterback right side.
See, and I would love for him to come off the quarterback's blind side because then
he might
match up against Guyton.
I mean, I know we're not going to give too much of our defense, but we have lined up Max pretty much left or right.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much in the middle. We have somebody for the middle right now. So I think everything's going to be vanilla, but I'm just going to say for your team, you're going to get a good dose of Max when he's on the field. So that's going to give your team a good bird's eye view of how they can handle if somebody goes down.
So he's either going against Steele for that if they're going to do this the way I think they are. He's either going against Steele or Guyton, and either one, I would like to see how they hold up against him.
100%. I would like to see a little more Guyton because I that kid's a stud to me, man.
Dude,
that kid's gonna be good. He's gonna be good, and if he gets Tulich in the right training, he's gonna be a stud.
Well,
right now is not looking good for my Stampeders.
There's the offensive line.
Who cares about your Stampeders?
I care.
Like I said, who cares about your Stampeders? Go ahead, Chris.
There's an offensive line guru that a lot of players go to, and from my understanding, there was probably about 15 to 20 offensive linemen that went to this man during the offseason after they were drafted. Guyton was one of them, and he's not a short dude. He's 6'7". So you don't want to see a guy that's 6'7" lean. You want to see him squat, get low, and be able to get under people's pads. And we've seen what he's able to do.
And be firm. And be firm with his hands.
Oh, no. Once he gets his hands on you, I've yet to see anybody be able to get their hands off of them.
You're done.
This dude is next level. But what I'm saying is I would love to see what he's able to do against Crosby. Because if he's able to hold his own against him, I know he's going to be good going into that first game of the season.
Yes.
And this Oklahoma kid is no joke.
Nope.
Man, he's they say he's got a mean streak in him. And
which your offensive lineman needs. They need that.
Yeah, and that's why I want BB to win the starting position at center because he's got a mean streak in him. And if you saw what he did in practice when they're practicing against the Rams, he knocked the dog shit out of his own player and the defensive player. He knocked both of them onto the ground, and I was like, dude, this guy's got a mean streak, all right. He waited for him to go by him.
Sounds like some Larry Allen type stuff.
Yeah, and waited for him to get paid and then just knocked the dog shit out of both of them. And I was like, damn, okay. But that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to anything offensively because I think you're going to see Cooper Rush in there for maybe a quarter, and then it's going to go right back, and they're going to give Trey Lance the rest. And I need to see more out of him because right now what I see out of him is really bad.
Big facts.
Really bad.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, Dub, if you asking me from my perspective of my team, I think I'm in a good spot with the defense because pretty much you brought back everybody from last year with a couple of more additions. I know we lost a couple of players here and there, but if I want to talk about the offense, it's more of the quarterback thing, and I want to see a little more of Zeus because I believe Zeus is going to be the more predominant running back I also want to see Dylan. Is it Labe? Am I saying his last name right? Labe.
The rookie from North Hampshire. From
Yes,
New
I would
Hampshire.
like to see a little bit more of him, and give me more Brock Bowers. Let that man be out. Let that young man. I know they're saying that he's ready. He has that look, but yeah, you can have that look. But this is the NFL, young man. I need you to be out there a little bit more because you're having this look in preseason. Once these, like we said earlier, once these teams get film on you, they're going to start scheming towards you. So give him more, give him a little more reps. I know they took him out a little earlier, but he's a rookie. Let that man get repetition and get more accustomed to what the NFL is going to give to him. But I just want to see competition and see where we're going to do in the back end because I believe our starters are legit. And I'm more focused on the quarterback battle because I need to see who's going to lead this team and who's going to be throwing the ball to Devontae Adams because I refuse to see what I saw from him last season in Detroit. I don't want to see that ever again. So my big focus is on the quarterback because he, like he said, he didn't come here to waste the rest of his career. He came here to make a legacy. So I'm real focused on the quarterback battle more than I am about anything else because like I said a second ago, we retain a lot of our defense, and I believe the way we're going to go is our defense is going to be the anchor, and our running game is going to lead to our passing game. So we're going to need our defense to be damn near top 10. So I want to see I basically want to see who's going to take over the reins as quarterback. If that's what you want, if you're asking me what I'm looking for coming up this Cowboy game. Because like I said, I know our wide receivers are going to be legit. The tight end core is going to look pretty solid. The offensive line needs to still come together. But our biggest thing is we do not have a quarterback that has yet to take over this team. So that's what I'm looking for out of these next two preseason games.
Bringing out the big guns.
I love that. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, I've got a soundboard.
Now,
I don't
just
use it, but I do.
And I love it. But just look forward to the quarterback battle more than anything else because we all know the quarterback is the shit when it comes to the NFL. That's the way they're making the NFL now. When we were growing up, it was defense because you can lay a motherfucker out back in the day when we were growing up watching football. So now the NFL now is more tailor-made to offenses because that's what they say the people want. We just want good quality football, if it's defense or offense. But I get it. So that's why I'm more focused on the quarterback to see who can lead the team.
We just want it to be
awesome.
That's it.
100%.
Awesome.
Nothing more.
But just to round out the Week 2 schedule, Sunday it'll be the Packers and Broncos in Mile High. And
the Elway, sir. I refuse for you to call them the Broncos on this show or any show we do. It's the Elways or Walmart. Get it right.
You can call them that if you'd like because of your disdain for that team that plays in the Rockies. I understand it.
Sure, you're the only one that's professional on this broadcast. I get it.
Well, you could call them another thing. You could call them the Elways if you want, but I'd just like to call them the Jackasses. But anyway.
Well, I mean, John Elway is the logo, especially when he smiles.
I see why my brother wanted me and him to be on the show because you see how he just tag team off that? That was beautiful.
I don't know if you saw me earlier. I was like, which hand is it? And I'm like, okay.
And also when I can't.
I'm trying to get into the picture just right, so I could rub my own head right here.
wearing the number 2 field, but the nightcap, Niners and Saints in our that rounds out week 2. So for those that are keeping count, it is 21 days if you are a Chiefs and a Ravens fan, 22 if you are a fan of the Eagles and the Packers, 24 for most of the NFL. That's including Mizzle's Raiders.
Oh, that's right.
And-
because we have a Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, right?
Yes.
Because
And
we have
for me-
the Thursday, Friday series is overseas. They're going to be across the pond.
Well, and don't
Mhm.
forget, this year is the first year we'll have a Wednesday night game,
Oh shit!
Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
And then, of
and
course,
by the way,
plays in 25 days.
the one quarterback we didn't talk about as a rookie that I was actually pretty impressed with too was Spencer Rattler.
Yes,
from
yes. You look.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yes, because he did have a good performance, and I'm glad we brought him up because he did have a good. Yeah. Yes.
I think he
was more impressive than I thought he would be.
I think low key he might be the quarterback that might surprise a lot of people from this draft class.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, and I think that as much as I hate to say this, but I think he is the heir apparent to Carr, and not that I hate to say that part of it, but what I hate to say about it is I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints showed Carr the door quicker because of Rattler. I'm just saying. I think that he is, from what I saw on with his first game, he showed me something, and the poise that he showed playing in that game was pretty impressive because he marched them down the field for that field goal as they got closer to the end of the first half, and that was pretty impressive. And even Carr, when he came off the field, was one of the first people to shake his hand and tell him what a good job he did.
Yeah.
These are the type of things that I always say you can't teach QBs. You can't teach them to be the first one in, last one out. You can't teach them that. You can't teach them to be a leader. You either are or you're not. You can't teach them to have poise and not crack under pressure. So these are the things that I look at and I see from him as a young player. And we'll see it from all of the young players, right, throughout this season, especially the ones that are expected to start, like we got with Williams and with Daniels and some of the others, and Drake and some of the others. We'll see how they play this thing out, especially when teams are game planning for them. But when it comes to some of these young guys, I want to see their poise under pressure, because that tells me a lot of what they have already.
What do you got to say after that? That was well spoken right there.
Right now, the Ottawa Red Blacks are leading the Calgary Stampeders 28-19 in the third quarter.
And again, who cares about your Stampeders besides you? Like I said, my Argonauts already took care of business.
Yeah, and you guys are on a bye week. All right, so enjoy your bye week. Tomorrow it'll be the Saskatchewan Roughriders at home against the defending Grey Cup champions, the Alouettes de Montreal, and then on Saturday it'll be the Edmonton Elks against the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and on Sunday it'll be the Winnipeg Blue Bombers taking on the BC Lions. That rounds up your
the Tiger Cats have been playing some good football too.
Yeah, they as Chris is
I love it. Hey,
so right now
I love the soundboard.
Montreal the saxophone makes its appearance here on the Talking Ish with Dub, Chris and Mizzle. As I said, 21 days for the Chiefs and Ravens, 22 for the Packers and Eagles in the teams that wear green playing in Brazil, Packers and Eagles. 22 days away.
Oh, I thought you said something about a team from Arrowhead. Oh, my bad.
They play in 21 days against the Ravens, yes, to open up the season, yes.
Who cares?
24 days for most of the NFL, and then 25 days for my beloved team on Monday night against the East Rutherford Jets. So
nobody cares.
We are kicking down. I care. Okay, good grief. You know what? You know what, asshole? Anyhow, but
You know what? I am interested to see Aaron Rodgers play with the Jets.
I am too. I am too. No lie.
I
No
didn't
lie.
know.
Receiver group.
We didn't get because we didn't get it last year. So we're pretty much. Hopefully, they establish a better offensive line to protect this.
Well, I mean,
This
they do have the Cowboys' old left tackle, which I think
Yes,
is a
Mr.
huge
Smith.
pickup in
Mr. Smith,
Tyron
yes, we
Smith.
do.
And I think that will solidify, Rodgers' blind side, because I think Smith is still, give him his vet days off, let him play in the games. He's going to be okay, but he's another dude. Once he gets his hands on you, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's a mountain.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
100%.
And not to mention,
if you really want to see a fine woman, look at the girl he just married.
oh boy, well.
Oh yeah.
And not to mention, folks, we are 1 week away from the start of college football, as we got 5 games coming up to you next Saturday. Of course, the big matchup, for lack of a better term, is the Florida State Seminoles coming in ranked number 10 in the preseason top 25, as they will play in
Georgia.
Dublin, Ireland.
Georgia. Oh, Ireland.
Dublin, Ireland, taking on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets in the Aer Lingus College Football Classic.
You're speaking blasphemy to Florida State Seminole fans. We don't care about Georgia Tech.
Well,
just saying.
The line is Florida State at 11.5, and the over/under is 56.5 for those that are
56.5 for Florida State.
That's the over/under.
Oh, okay.
I'll take the
line,
over.
I'll take that.
The line is Florida State minus 11.5, but the over/under is 56.5.
I'll take
the only thing I don't know is who's going to be quarterback for him.
That's the question.
Oh, Ugler, right? Is that his name? Ugler?
DJ, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. The
whatever,
former Clemson and Oregon State quarterback, but he is
that dude.
Yeah.
So you got Brock Glenn and DJ. I'm not even going to try to say this boy's last.
That's
name.
what we're saying. We're not. We're not.
What the hell?
That's like saying. That's like anybody else trying to say your favorite football name right now that's going to Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, can I just say DJU?
You can.
Yeah, I think we have to go with that one, brother. DJ.
Just like Noah, I'm not going to say the rest.
Oh, well.
So his name is David John Uiagalelei. Yeah, David John Uiagalelei. Man,
that might be right.
Ukulele. By the way, he is born. Get this. He is born in Riverside, San Bernardino.
Oh, yes. The Inland Empire, i.e. Okay.
Yep. Yes.
And he went to the University of Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's at Florida State, 6'4", 251 pounds.
He's a load.
Big boy.
He ain't a small dude.
He's a load.
That is Cam Newton size.
And he can throw the ball, bro. He can sling that pigskin.
So
I've seen him play.
Interesting to watch this boy play.
He. Oh, I thought I just literally thought I saw Deadpool Wolverine DVD sale, but it was something else. It was a different commercial.
Okay,
my bad.
You was about to lose your mind.
Yeah, I'm like,
watch this boy in spring training. I mean, they said that his spring game highlights were incredible.
He's a talent.
He's a talent.
He's a brother. He's a talent.
I'll tell you what. This dude. Okay, as you know, most people will know. Anybody who liked Cam Newton, you'll know that Cam was put together, but he was put together pretty much from in his upper body. Right,
100%.
He's a bigger dude in his upper body.
100%.
This dude, if you look at the picture that I'm looking at right now, this dude is built like a friggin' running back. His thighs and calves are the friggin' size of a running back.
As a quarterback.
yes, he's going to be very hard to take down.
Indeed.
This is going to be fun to watch this kid because we had an undersized quarterback last year.
Yes, we did.
And now we got a quarterback to me that's oversized.
But bro, he can throw the football.
Man. He's got the football in his hands right now, and it looks tiny. Seriously, it looks tiny. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I think it's
your green screen kind of alters how we can look at it. Yeah,
but this dude.
Well, you ain't got to explain, brother. Right. You know, I know.
The thing about it is, we'll get in as college football gets a little bit closer. We'll start talking about college football as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, the mainstay obviously is going to be pro football, but college football is going to have a very close second. But I mean, when you start looking at the top 10 this season, and you start looking at who is there, I think that, in my estimation, this is just me being very humble about it. I think the top 10 this year could be very fluid because
100%.
I don't think there's a true clear-cut number one like there's been in the past.
And remember, we have more playoff teams entering this
team
year.
Playoff.
This is 12 playoff.
12 teams.
Yeah.
So they're going to be vying rather than always looking at trying to be in the top 5, realistically towards the end of the year where it's going to be the top 4 that go. Now you just have to make sure you're in the top 12.
Just get it. Just get in there and you will have a chance.
And the thing about it is, I think that when we see some of these bowl games this year, it's going to be a lot of interesting variant because here's the thing. You had a lot of guys that forego their those games, and they do it because they think their team isn't going to be worth a shit and they can't do anything. Now you want to play in these damn games because
you got a shot.
We got a shot, dude. We got top 12. We got a shot to make this thing happen. So I'm very interested to see what happens this season.
Just think about that team that's real good that got that like 2 or 3 losses, and they can't make that, but they're a good team.
What about those teams? Well, hold on, Mizzle. What about those teams that only got that 1 loss?
It makes it more spicy.
That fell out of it last season. That all of us are sitting there going, how come they're not in? Those are the guys that you're going to look at this year and go, oh, but they are in it.
Yes.
See how they are going to go against some of these other teams.
Yes.
So you're going to have those really good 1 and 2 loss teams
100%.
that you're going to look at and go, uh-oh, you better bring your lunch for this game because they're going to eat it if you're not careful.
100%. The college committee knew what they were doing. They gave us a little bit. They had this planned out years ago. They just wanted to amp it up a little bit more.
I don't know that they had it planned out years ago. I think it was.
I think they did.
I think there's too many people that were riding their ass, and that's why they finally said, "Okay, yeah, we gotta have more teams in this."
And I can see that perspective.
We've seen teams where we said, okay, here's your top 4. These teams are the ones that are going in. And like last year when Florida State got friggin' snubbed, we all knew.
But I get it.
I got it, and I get it why it happened. But at the same time,
they still should have gave us an opportunity because we have the number 1 ranked defense in the nation.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, when you start to look at those situations, now when the quarterback goes down or a key player goes down, you can't get snubbed.
Nope.
It's top 12.
Exactly.
So you could possibly go in there, make some hay, and still win the national championship.
And you can't say nothing. There would be no arguments. Ooh, I liked how the A7 just got involved.
I had to throw it in there, man. Gotta go to bat for the A7 every once in a while.
Shout out to the boss man who's doing big things for the A7 right now.
Definite.
Yeah.
Or wait, let's do it the right way.
Yes.
Got to use my sound.
No, that's good. but nonetheless, we'd like to thank everybody for chiming in and conversating with us on episode number 2 of Talking Ish with Dub, Chris, and Mizzle. We hope you guys enjoyed this upcoming weekend's preseason games. You guys can continue to scout as we are getting closer. 21 days away from the season partially starting. Like I said, we got games on Thursday, Friday, Sunday the 8th, and Monday. Yes.
Before we end it, warn the new audience or that people that's been following us. Now that football season has started, let them know how much they're going to get sick of these faces.
Big time.
Let them know.
Well, we'll just say it like this. Well, first off, I think we should aim, and I'll just make this announcement here. Since it's all going to be part of the Other Side of the Ball network, to which Nick Blake will be working on a page tomorrow to create a Other Side of the Ball network.
We apologize for that. The Mizzle and Dove show apologize. We were just trying to do the right thing. We apologize.
Don't mention Step name and you'll be okay.
Exactly.
We won't mention Step name and we're fine.
We promise.
We
promise it won't happen again.
And we're good.
But nonetheless,
indeed,
we'll just say here. But since Mizzle will be off the last weekend in August, I think we should make August 31st our yearly NFL prediction show, to where we will have friends.
Friday,
That is a Saturday.
I'm in.
That's a Saturday. All right.
Get your popcorn ready. Have
we
some
should
beverages.
This
is what I'm saying. Get your popcorn ready. Have your beverages. Get your snacks. We're gonna start early, but again, the last time we did this type of show, it damn near went 6 hours, and it did not feel like 6 hours. It felt like where we're at an hour and 37 minutes.
Yep.
It felt like that.
Is Josh
That's how you
on the show?
Oh, Josh is going to be in the show. We're going to have
it's going to be a joint collaboration of guys that love their football.
We're linking.
That know their stuff.
I'm getting in Josh's ass. I'll tell you that right now. Me and Josh are going at it.
Let's go.
Me and Josh are going at it.
We are going to give our division winners. We're going to pick our wild card teams. And, of course, as always, we're going to give our Homer Super Bowl pick and our non-Homer
Super Bowl
pick. So, now we will make these announcements on our own personal page, but again, just to reiterate, August 31st, which is 2 Saturdays from today. Today is the 15th, so the end of the month, the end of August 31st, we will have the Mizzle and Dub show in collaboration with Talking Ish, in collaboration with the Joffos, in collaboration with anybody else that wants to come on the show and be a part of our yearly NFL prediction show, where once again we will
talk that shit.
Brought to you by the Other Side of the Ball network.
Oh, and by the way, I'm going to talk some shit, and I'm going to say, right on that podcast,
yes,
I'm going to say I love me some Steph chicken curry, and we're going to leave it at that.
Now,
do something with that.
For those that are going to come on the show, I will say this right now: we encourage you, we implore you, wear your team colors on that show. Since this is an NFL prediction show, show your team pride, wear your team colors. So, because that's the only way that's the only way we can do this show is by you.
What I got on now.
Well, just make sure it's nice and washed before you come on 2 Saturdays from now. But again,
I got a couple jerseys. I'm gonna you'll see me in multiple jerseys during that podcast.
Oh, baby. Well, I'll tell you what, it's gonna be like a fucking concert, so you can change wardrobes.
Oh, I'm gonna be in throwbacks only, no new dudes, only throwbacks, and I will be
doing
1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 jerseys.
It sounds like we're doing some cowboy history, ladies and gentlemen.
We might need to talk to Cuz to make a special banner for that particular show. The yearly NFL Edition show.
Send it out to him immediately after the show is over.
I'll talk.
I'll
talk to him.
You know, Cuz is ready to do anything, and shout out to Cuz because he just sent the boss man a final copy of something for the A7, and let me tell you,
spit hot fire. Spit hot fire. That's all I can say. But nonetheless, folks, thank you for chiming in and talking some ish with us. It is greatly appreciated. And like I said, we all will. So please, if you have not subscribed to the Talking Ish with Dub, Chris and Mizzle page on YouTube, please do so. If you haven't subscribed to the All Pro Joffos, please do so. If you haven't subscribed to the Other Side of the Ball, please do so. If you haven't subscribed to the Mizzle and Dub Show, please do so. Yes, Mizzle.
And
Yes.
the young man is working for an intro and an outro for our show.
Sweet.
So stay tuned
So
for that.
Super Dope Beatmaker is at it again. So there you have it, folks. So
and I'm okay if he
and
does a
also,
full song with talking ish and it's talking shit. I'm okay with that.
Okay, so if we want lyrics, don't
need them. Don't need them if it's just music.
No. When I talk to him, because I'll say this while we're live, I'm trying to prep him to be a businessman, so I am paying him for this one, and I asked him for his price because I told him don't treat me as a dad, uncle, and uncle as well. Don't treat us this way. Treat us as that we are customers and we're coming to you. So he gave me a price for the intro and outro without lyrics. But if we want lyrics, I will tell him to give us lyrics, and I will definitely compensate him for that. So
we don't need them. We're good.
Okay, so we'll just keep it as. But yeah, the Super Dope Meme Maker is working on the intro and outro for.
But now you're gonna make me have to pay my daughter for setting up the YouTube page for this because she's the one that set everything up, not me.
We gotta give them the right toolage, especially if they're gonna do this type of work or
they got to do big things, man. Because you know what, I need somebody to take care of me when I'm older.
Exactly, and wait, the one thing he did say before Dub closes out, I know we're getting there. He said, "But Dad, I want to treat you like a family." I'm like, I understand that and I appreciate it, but right now,
tell him give you a family discount.
Yeah, but he has already done so much for us. So I want him to treat us like we're business, so he can get that out there.
So then let him give you your price, and then family discounts 10% off. There you go. Done.
I love it.
You know, you gotta make some money. I understand it. Give me your price, 10% off for family discount this time.
Yeah,
and we'll be good.
I love it.
Friends and family discount 10%.
We're gonna get that all day, every day, because I'm gonna be in his ear.
Go.
Well, I will say also, Cuz is working on a new logo for the show, so I'm pretty sure he's cooking up something with that. So, like I said, just stay tuned. Oh, one more time, shout out to the hardest man working in sports, military, and Flash Media Sports. Shout out to him.
Just keep talking, Dub. Just gonna throw up the stuff like that. Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. This one. There we go. There we go.
In addition, if you're into graphic design, photos, video, editing, please get with Creative Brothers Productions. Creative Brothers has done a lot of things for the Mizzle and Dub Show. Also is contributing to the ASNFL. Also is contributing to this show. They are very good, humble young people. Doing what they love to do. So please, if that is you in any of those categories, please go talk and get with Creative Brothers Productions. They will indeed get you right. Trust me on that. And also,
love that.
If you, and also speaking of the Super Dope Beatmaker, there he is. All of his platforms. That's the screen names to where you can catch him. Be it YouTube, be it Instagram, be it SoundCloud, be it Discord. There you see it. That's all where you can reach him to collaborate with him if you need a beat. he can drop one for you. And speaking of parties, if you have a bar mitzvah, birthday, quinceañera, whatever you do, if you need a DJ, please call DJ Matt Sticks.
And never tell the DJ what to play.
Just request it.
Because he's the DJ. But anyhow, thank you to everybody chiming in. We will catch you sometime next week. Don't know what day, but you will see us next week. But again, join us for this joint collaboration, the Mizzle and Dub Show's yearly NFL prediction show, August the 31st, on this platform. It's going to be on the Talking Ish channel. It's going to be on the Other Side of the Ball network. It's also going to be on the Mizzle and Dub Show channel. So, like I said, there's many channels you can catch that show on. You don't want to miss it again. Playoff teams, division winners, and as always, our Homer Super Bowl pick and our non-Homer Super Bowl pick.
So you mean to tell me we got a Raider, a Niner, and a Cowboy Homer Super Bowl? That's going to be interesting.
Very.
To say the very least. Or Chris.
Very. And you know what? I'm gonna say just one thing real quick.
What's that?
I know you guys can see this dude right here in my picture.
Mm-hmm.
That's my boy John. John, rest in peace, my brother. Love you and miss you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, one more time for Mizzle, for Chris, I'm Dub. We appreciate y'all. It's 5 o'clock some damn well, and we're just three guys talking some ish. See you next week. Have a very safe weekend. Enjoy week 2 of the preseason, and then next week you got college football starting up. So football is getting closer, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be seeing a lot of us during the season. In the meantime, folks, take care of yourself and each other, and enjoy the weekend. Holler.